Hello friends, how are you? So today we are going to start our first class on Procost version 6.5. You can also follow these steps while using 6.3 or 6.4 also. So this Procost is basically a consumption software where you can find the material consumption for leather and non-leather materials. So if you, this is the Procost icon on desktop. If you double click on this, it will open some language option. You can select this, and you, for you, I'm just clicking on test. You can, if this is done already, then you can directly click on OK and then it will start. But I want to tell you something for this. You can go to test, and then you can see there are three checks. There is first is server response, second one is user defined in database, and third one is the license. If this all three checks are completed, then only you will be able to open Procost. So the first one is server response, means if the Procost server is running or not, if everything is in place. Second one is user defined in database, means if in your system, if multiple users are there, then actually Procost runs only for some specific users where you have given some privilege and some permission to use this software. Otherwise you have to define it. If it is not defined, then it will show a cross here, and then it will get terminated, and you will not be able to use that Procost 6. Then third one is license. Obviously, if you have a valid license or not. If you don't have, then you will not be able to use this. After these three checks, you can click on OK. And today we'll just understand the interface of this. When you start, it will be like this only, very simple. But this is list of views. This is standard view, styles under work, and this is the main window, then menu bar, then some icons. So how you can start working on Procost? So first, whatever article you are going to create, you have to first define the material for the article you are going to create. Means suppose if you are using some leathers, maybe one or two different types of leather, maybe you are going to use some synthetics or textiles or reinforcement. Everything you have to define beforehand. So my first step is to create a new material in the material database, and just I will create some 3 to 4 materials for you so that you will understand how to create this, and later in later sessions we'll go one by one in detail. If you go to view, you have to go on view, and you have to click on material DB, and then material DB, if it is already some default materials are there are something you can see. This is the leather, and this is other, and then it is synthetics. So if it is leather, then you can see you have to do this calculation method. But in leather, we don't need to do anything with the length and width and the margins from left and right and bottom, and all these things are not required for leather. So what we will do, we will switch off some unnecessary columns. You can simply right click on this blank ribbon here, and you can go to column settings, and then you have to switch off whatever things are not required. How to do that? First thing is quality is needed for the leather. So quality is needed, and trimming is also needed. That I will make you understand how it is, why it is necessary. You have to, this is a visible option. You can click on and off. If you want to switch it on, then you just switch it on and go to apply to selected, and then it will be selected, and it will come here like this. You can see this is quality, and trimming has come here. Now I don't want to see this width, X size unit, length, Y size unit, W margin, everything. I don't want to. You can simply click like this. You just do a left click here and hold shift and then go down. I don't want to see up to here and press this. Then all will get selected. You can also select randomly by using the pressing a control button. So I will just uncheck it and apply to selected. So these things will be invisible from here. So like this you can do. Suppose you want something waste, you want to see, you can simply go here, click apply to selected and it will come here. So like this you can do, and you just switch off this now, and now this is ready for the for the leather materials. Now the things are uh, if you go again to the synthetic and come back to the leather again, then it will not be saved. Whatever view you have updated, you made some columns invisible, so that will not be updated until you right click and update view. You need to do this every time whenever you are doing some changes in the view. You have to update view, then it is updated. Now if I go to synthetics and again I am going to leather, then it will not be changed. Now the thing is how to create a new material. Suppose I have to create the last column, the last row is always blank. You need to double click on this and just write writing just this is test leather. You have to actually write the material code, and this is material type is already there, leather. This is calculation method. There are various methods industries are using, and so we will go one by one to understand all these things. So the most popular method is ALP method, which is automatic leather parallelogram method. You can click on ALP, and then you have to give the gap. What is gap? Gap is the interlocking gap between the components. So this class is only for those who have some costing means material consumption knowledge. They will understand my language and they will understand what I'm saying. So between you have to give the gap. So if I'm giving 1 mm, this is everything is in 1 mm in mm. Then this particular method ALP is actually dependent on some parameters, which is the skin size. What is your average skin size? Because we cannot load all the skin in Procost. We have to take only one average skin size. So suppose in one lot, if you have suppose 18 square feet, I'm writing 18 square feet. You can change anything, square feet or centimeter square or dm square, or meter square, whatever you want. Just I'm taking square feet is the most common unit, so I'll take square feet. Then quality is actually great, and but here in Procost it is a percentage. Means if it is 100% means 100% cuttable. It's 80% means 20% wastage. 70% means 30% wastage. So like that you can define. I am just keeping it like this 100. And then it is a trimming. What is trimming? There are 3 different parameters in trimming. There is N, S and T. N is for net, means you are receiving your skin without the trimmed boundary, means there are some wastage. If you keep it net, then the system will calculate automatically, and it will consider some wastage for the net trimming margin, net margin, and this is the net is for boundary. Then you have T is for trimmed boundary. Mostly we have to keep it on T, because in most of the countries we receive the heights with a T trimmed boundary. And then we also have a S, which is super trim, means you have 100% cuttable height, or maybe it's completely trimmed for to make it completely usable. So, but this is we will consider only T. So these are the only compulsory fields, means you have to write cap, skin size, skin unit, quality, and trimming. That's all. The rest of the things are optional. You can write if you want. Suppose I want to write, suppose my price per unit is square feet. Per square feet, suppose my um, my leather is suppose 200 or 300 rupees. You can also have option to change the currency here. It is already Euro, SKK and USD. You can also add some INR here, which I will tell you later how to do those modifications. So, but I'm just thinking that this is Euro is actually INR, so I'm writing 300 rupees per square feet. Now, now suppose for any reasons you want to uh, keep skin unit, because I personally prefer keeping skin unit ahead of skin size, because sometimes if you write the skin size like maybe 18 square feet, and later if you change the square feet to TM square, then what will happen? This will also change skin size. So sometimes you get confused, so we better keep this here. How we do this? We simply drag and drop here. Drag and drop. Whatever you want, suppose a description I want to keep here, you can keep it here. You can keep it there. Like that you can do. And then you can select, okay, I want square feet first. And then you can see this is coming in red because it is not saved. So you have to save it. So in Procost, actually everything is not saved in the local disk. Everything is saved in SQL Server. You must have a SQL Server to run this Procost software. So for this, to save this particular material, you have to click on publish changes, not on save changes. You can just click on this publish changes and then it will be saved. Now let's define some non-leather materials. This is a leather material, and then we go to synthetics. You just forget about other and textile. Just leather and synthetic we will concentrate. In synthetic, if you go, you can write like suppose drill cloth, and synthetic or textile, whatever you want, you can select from here. There are various options. So for in Procost, there is a simple concept that materials will be either a roll material or it will be a sheet material. So even for a roll material also, we just calculate for 1 meter. So what is the difference between roll and material and the sheet material? I will tell you later when we calculate the components. So for roll material, we select TXN method, TXN method or TXL method. So what is the difference between TXL and TXN? The difference is only TXN is new, advanced and more efficient. So you have to select this TXN, and here you have to give some parameters like what will be the interlocking gap. Suppose because you are cutting in layers, you always need more gap here. You can write 3 mm suppose. And then this is the X size. What is X is width. So what will be the width? Suppose I am having maybe 64 inch. Length you can type suppose 1 meter or anything. You can change inch, centimeter, millimeter, whatever you want. You can simply select here. You can also give the margins. What is the margin? You can say this is W margin, X margin, Y margin and Z margin. So this is actually if this is a sheet, then there will be some left margin, then some right margin, then from top margin, and then bottom margin. So this W, X, Y and Z is that only. By default it will be 5 mm, 5 mm, 5 mm, 5 mm, also 5 mm, 5 mm, 0 mm, 0 mm. So you can follow whatever you want. You simply change it here, and then you save changes, publish changes, or you can define one more material before publishing the changes. So I will write suppose my bar or reinforcement. So it this particular material I am taking as a sheet material. So I will select VPN. So you always consider, you always remember that for a roll material you have to select TXN, and for a row, for a sheet material you have to select VPN. And again giving 2 mm, and whatever, just I'm keeping it like this only, and then I will save changes. And now this is done. Leather, we have one test leather, and in synthetic we have one drill cloth, and in reinforcement. So this is how you create a material. And also I told you how to see this everything I did, but it was not saved because I didn't use this update view option. So you have to update, right click update view, then only it will be saved. If I go there again synthetic, then it will be like that only. So now I can go to view and styles, because I have to load a new style to calculate. Here I will not add a style immediately because I need to tell you something. So these are completely customizable. You can simply drag and drop. You can see a lot of tabs here and there are some meanings, means you have to click on this, you have to just drop on this, and then it will show the position where it is going, if you want like this or you want like this, like that. So everything is there. Double click will place this. Suppose you bring it here, you don't need to worry from where you brought it here, you just double click, it will go at their place. So in this you can see this is a standard view and view under work. There are some views. You can also create your own views. You can right click or create group, and you can create some views, but that is not important. You have to first understand how to work on this. So we'll load some article. We'll go to, you just click on this add new style. You can click add new style, this first icon, yeah, or you can go to actions, add new style. Either way you can do. So I prefer to go this add new style, click, and then some details you have to fill, and that mandatory fields are marked with a cross. So, and that also you don't need to fill, because when you load a file, if it is coming from a program system, then it will automatically take the name. You don't need to write anything. But since Procost is open for other software also as well, so you have to type the styles, because sometimes in CAD you just write your articles as per your convenience in very long names. In costing you want the different names to be followed, so you can simply write here, suppose I am just going to add Derby. So I'll select this Derby. You can also select this style status, cost status, company, category, season, everything is there. And these are all are default values. I will tell you how to add a new values. Means like if it is a company is program, you want to add some other company name, then you can add, you can populate it. And you can also give as much information as you want. Designer, who's the designer, who's the technician, who's the department engineer, costing status, last project code, everything. So I will just write the basic details. And so this is the style is Derby, and then size type is English, and I will select suppose 8.5. You don't need to take this if it is coming from program. The size, everything, all the information will come automatically. So I'll load this. The first one, when I clicked on first one, this came. And one more thing I want to tell you, that this is a minimize and maximize option. If the arrow is up, then it is a maximized. When it is down, it is minimized. So right now the pattern window is empty because we have not loaded any article. How to load an article? You can simply click on select file, or uh, it's not there in it should be in actions, add new style, import style. Select file is not here, so you have to click on this select file. Click on this select file, and then you just navigate. C program files x86 program Procost 6 samples, and this is done. So this will open a window with all your patterns. Very simple. Suppose some patterns are there with some weird name, then you can also change the name with the label tab. Suppose I want this to be tocap, I will write tocap, and this is we call it as a quarter inside. I'll write it inside quarter, and this is outside quarter. This is not required. So I will tell you how to disable it. Quarter, this is a counter pattern, and this is midbam, suppose. So there are L and R columns are there because you have to define how many left components are there and how many right components are there. It is also possible to define in decimal values. Means if a component is only appearing in only one shoe, then you can write 0.5, or maybe if you are having some gang patterns, means where you combine some 4 to 5 components together, then you have to calculate it, and you have to do like 0.25, 0.5, or like that you can use. So here everything is 1 1 1 1 1 1. This is not required, so I will write is 0 and 0. This is 1 1 1 1. So if you want, if it is not inside outside, then I would have written 2 2, but it is there inside and outside. I will write 1 and 1 and click OK. So it is showing some message. It is not a warning. It is not an error. It is a message. The size type of this style is English main, but most of the patterns appear to be in English size type. The size type of this, so whatever it is, it will change. It will automatically set to 8.5. Now you can see this is style name is Turby, and model name it has taken automatically. You can also load the DXF files. If you want to load a DXF file, you simply have to go here and select all files, and then you will be able to see that DXF files. So you can see this is a basic SVG viewer. You can explode, implode. You can also take a ruler. You can go through these things. Means there are some commands. Control plus R mouse drag is zoom rectangle. Control plus R mouse drag. So control plus R mouse drag is zoom rectangle. So you can see control plus R mouse drag is zooming in, and then it is control plus mouse wheel is zoom, and then control plus R mouse click is zoom in, control plus shift plus R mouse click, control plus shift plus R mouse click is zoom out. So there are some shortcuts, but you mostly I think you don't need to go through these things, because all patterns you just click on implode and explode, and you see if all the patterns are there. You can also zoom in and zoom out the texts by clicking on this. This is to zoom in and zoom out. Once it is done, you have to click OK, and your file is loaded. this session, I think this is enough, and in next class we can have a complete calculation for whatever art materials we created, and we'll associate all the patterns with the materials. Thank you.